Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Chabot News for April 25th, 2018. My name is Will, and in today's news we will be covering headlines locally as well as national. For national news, we will hear about Syria airstrikes and former Speaker of the House Paul Ryan retiring. On entertainment this week, Chris will tell us about how rock is dead at Coachella 2018, as well as talk about Tina Turner coming back into the spotlight. Finally, we have Skylar on the playoffs and AJ reporting from Viking territory at West Valley Community College with the baseball game that just happened this weekend. This past week was Earth Week at Chabot on April 16th until the 20th. Students could participate and enjoy many activities. On Monday, there was a special visit from Rocky the recycling raccoon and a nature photo exhibit that opened for the week. There was also a videotaped panel talk about Mount Umunhum healing and restoration, along with a tree planting ceremony and a water blessing ceremony. On Tuesday, there were activities for the kids and a talk about food resources. Later that day, there was a student poster presentation on climate change and a discussion about living sustainably. On Wednesday, there were talks about chemicals, art, conservation, activism, and energy use. Thursday included more children's activities and a presentation about maize and Mayan children. Finally, on Friday, 4/20, there was a garden blessing. In the early hours of Saturday, the U.S. military, along with its allies, carried out a series of American-led strikes against Syria. Department of Defense officials released a statement stating that the strikes had taken out the heart of President Bashar al-Assad's chemical weapons program. Warplanes and ships from the United States, Britain, and France launched more than 100 missiles at 3 chemical weapons storage and research facilities near Damascus and Homs, the officials told reporters, in an operation that President Trump and Pentagon leaders hailed as a success. "A perfectly executed strike last night," Mr. Trump wrote on Twitter. "Thank you to France and the United Kingdom for their wisdom and the power of their fine military. Could not have had a better result. Mission accomplished!" End quote. In response to Speaker of the House Paul Ryan's announcement of retirement, Democratic U.S. Rep. Raja Krishnamurti said the exiting Ryan might be more liberated in dealing with President Donald Trump. "Dealing with President Trump is no walk in the park. I don't think it's any secret he and the president don't necessarily see eye to eye on a variety of issues," said Raja Krishnamurti, who represents the Northwest and West Suburban 8th Congressional District. Krishnamurti added that he thought Ryan was sincere in stating he was retiring to spend more time with his family since his own father died when Ryan was just 15.
Here's your entertainment news for this week. So, the Coachella recap. 2018 was the first time that the Coachella lacked a traditional rock headliner, but the change has been coming for a while. It could be seen in 2017 when even a Radiohead appearance failed to capture a massive crowd that you'd expect out of a headliner. It wasn't shocking that the highest billed rock artist in the 2018 was the pop-leaning Haim sisters, and the crossover success story of Portugal, The Man, whose big song, Feel It Still, found nearly as much success in the pop world as it did in the rock world. What was more surprising was that it took this long for Coachella to drift from its rock past, scouring the polo fields in Indio, California, for a rock experience this year felt a lot like swimming upstream. This was even literally the case at times, as the Road to Rock sets often featured a swarm of bodies headed in the other direction. But it might be time to accept the fact that rock time as a major player in the festival should come to an end. For now, rock at Coachella is dead. Let's let it rest in peace. And next we have Tina Turner returns. Yes! Okay, Tina Turner is rolling back into the spotlight. The Queen of Rock and Roll made a rare public appearance at the Aldwych Theatre in London on Tuesdays for the opening of Tina, the Tina Turner musical, a production based on the singer's life. Now, Turner, 78, walked the red carpet with her husband, Erwin Bach. The legendary artist wore black blazers and pants for the occasions and accessorized her looks with lace gloves. Even though Turner has attended a few public events over the years, she has not officially walked the carpet in over half a decade. Her last red carpet appearance was in 2013, making last night's appearance even more special. So Turner told BBC News, but when I look, I see it done so well. I feel proud. I feel like I'm sending someone. Sorry, I'm getting so emotional. I'm really sending someone out that's going to do a good job and make me proud. The Grammy winner performance is retired and lives in Switzerland with her husband nowadays. And now back to the studio.
Selling cookies is one of the exciting key points Girl Scouts participate in every year, but for this New York City troop, this will be their first year participating in this activity. The Girl Scout Troop 6000 all live in homeless shelters around the city, and since the beginning, these determined girls have been trying to sell cookies to raise money. But when it comes to organizing cookie delivery and safety for the girls, this was one enormous challenge that they were willing to overcome. A division of the Kellogg Company, Little Brownie Bakers, which bakes all the cookies for the Girl Scouts of Greater New York, teamed up with 74 councils to brainstorm ideas to help the troop jumpstart their cookie selling program. They came up with the idea of setting up a booth at the Kellogg's New York City Cafe in the touristy Union Square area. The booth is a large space on the second floor which now allows the girls to sell their cookies and to raise money in a very safe environment.
Since we celebrated 420 last week, here is a list of the top 5 Bay Area strains. Coming in at number 5, we have Blue Dream. This is a Bay Area classic that has been around since before legalization. At number 4, we have another classic, Sour Diesel. If you love the smell of gasoline, this is the one for you. At lucky number 3, we have OG Kush. This one smells like sweet, earthy pine. The number 2 strain this week is Granddaddy Perp, an Oakland classic known for its purple color and knockout power. Last but not least is everyone's favorite strain, Girl Scout cookies. This strain has the perfect combination of smell, taste, and potency. Hope you had an awesome 420.
April has many festivals and activities going on throughout the month, from Coachella to Major League Baseball teams opening their gates for the season. April is that month and an earlier Kickstarter to summer. But April 22nd was more than just some regular day. It was the day that we take time to appreciate how beautiful the earth and the environment is around us. Earth Day was founded in 1969 as a day of conservation, which is now celebrated throughout the world. Communities from around the world come together to celebrate this day by cleaning up city parks, picking up litter from public areas and spaces, and also raising money for environmental charities and causes. And Washington, D.C. holds the biggest event for Earth Day by holding concerts and associated conservation awareness activities. What a way to bring attention and gratitude to the planet we live on.
Thanks, Will. First to the latest hockey news. Things are heating up for Nashville. The Predators would be the first to caution against picking chalk in the Stanley Cup playoffs. After all, it hasn't been a great start to 2018 for number ones in 1 through 16 meetings. And Nashville knows firsthand seeding can be insignificant this time of year, especially in hockey. That said, the President's Trophy champs appear to be one of the safest bets to play into June, intent on finishing what they started a year ago. The Avalanche, who completed one of the more improbable one-year turnarounds in recent sports memory, look to channel some of the magic that helped the Predators pull off a sweep off top-seeded Blackhawks in 2017. Question is, how much do they have left after spending the last 2 months fighting for their playoff lives? Key player Nathan MacKinnon appears to hold the best case to win the Hart Trophy, but this series would truly become his signature performance if he's able to help the Avalanche challenge the deepest team in the NHL. Longest win streaks and more in sports. The Portland Trail Blazers have ranked second defensively over the course of their streak, allowing just 97 points per 100 possessions. The streak includes wins over the number 1 and number 3 ranked offenses. Through the Timberwolves, the number 3 offense, were without Jimmy Butler, and the streaks include twice as many wins over bottom 10 offenses, 4 as top 10 offenses, 2. But while the defensive numbers need that context, the streak will include wins over the Warriors Jazz, ending their 11-game winning streak. Wolves and Thunder, the Pelicans have been more balanced and with the 8th ranked offense and 7th ranked defense over the course of their streak, which includes 7 road wins. But only 4 of the 10 wins have been over teams with winning records, and the best of those opponents was the Spurs, who have not been playing well of late. So the Pelicans' streak is longer but over their streaks. The Blazers have beat tougher opponents on average. Baseball, and now to Chabot College sports. Here's AJ with the highlights from Viking territory at West Valley Community College with the baseball game that just happened this week. Play ball.
We are here on this lovely sunny day on April 21st at the West Valley location, the Chabot Gladiators versus the Vikings of West Valley. As both teams warm up, we'll kick you off from the second inning versus the Vikings and the Gladiators. And the Gladiator sets. And he throws one fast one right down the middle. This kid's been on fire all day. The Vikings do have a great offense at the bat, but the Gladiators' defense is too good, and he hit one deep and it is caught. The Vikings hit one straight center field, and once again the Gladiators caught the ball to run it in. And the Gladiators are up to bat. They do a rally at base hits and a couple of doubles, ranking up those points, extending their lead. The Gladiators pitcher Jake Delmore controls the game from the pitcher's mound with a combination of sliders and changeups, another pop fly, and the Gladiators have it again with ending the game 5-11 Gladiators.
Track, and last but not least, we are going back to AJ with the highlights from the Chabot College's East Bay Track and Field Invitational from this past weekend. Let's take a look.
We are here at the Track and Field East Bay's Invitational on April 14, 2018, hosted by California State East Bay and directed by Tony Colosli. At this Invitational, they had all three formats: jumping, running, and throwing. In the distance events, there was a lot of pack running, keeping on pace, and the Gladiators had good representation as they are the host of this Invitational. In sprinting events, there was a lot of individual PRs. The women are running hard, and also as the men sprinters as well, getting those personal bests. We move on to the double jump. They're taking flight. They're trying to stretch, get as much distance as they can. Every little bit counts. In pole vault, the Gladiators had a brilliant showing. There was a lot of talented individuals out there today. The Gladiators' own Patrick Alexander, first year, is holding a position in a North California sector. For all times and results could be found on eastbaypioneer.com and directathletics.com.
Thanks, Skylar. That's it for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students and staff in the Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at youtube.com/ChabotTV. Stay tuned to KCTH Channel 27 for more Chabot TV.